Okay. Welcome, friends on Zoom. Welcome, friends who are watching the replay on YouTube, and welcome, friends who are live on Facebook. Technology is such a beautiful thing when we can all come together. So I'm excited about this class. We'll start in a seated position and do a little bit of breath work, breath of fire today. And then we'll move into some deeper hip openers for our finale. Be charging yourself up for that, and some core work. All right, so let's get started. Taking a comfortable seat, let's take some deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Another in through the nose, out through the mouth. Like you're blowing through a straw, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So get those deep breaths and start to clear out the lungs from the night's sleep, and give it a little movement side to side. Let's take the arms out. So just loosen up the rib cage here for a moment before we go right into fire breath, or fire breathing. Stretch. I actually have two breath practices I want to do today to help really get the fire in our belly moving, wake us up for the day. So stretch side, reach. Rib cage is, of course, working here. And bring the arms all the way overhead. Inhale, straight spine, interlace the fingers and press to the sky. Opening up the shoulders. Big, long, and tall. If you have any questions, please just put them in the chat box and I'll keep my awareness. You're also free to come on and talk if necessary. Inhale, overhead, especially if I miss the chat box, which is sometimes likely. Inhale, arms again towards the sky, and exhale down to the floor. This time towards the sky, come up about a V shape here. Curl the fingers in to the palms and press the thumbs up to the sky. So the thumb, the element that's associated with the thumb is fire. This is called fire breathing. It's in through the nose and out through the nose very forcefully. So it's, and then when you exhale, you're going to exhale with some force in the belly contracting. Inhale, it releases. So there's a pumping action that happens in the belly. So we'll try that 36 repetitions. We'll do 2 sets today. We're seated because it can make you lightheaded. So arms to the sky, thumbs extended. Take a full breath in. Exhale part way, and then begin by pressing the belly in and exhaling like you're sneezing. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, that pace, keep it up. Exhale, inhale. That's already 10. 20. 30. 5 and 6. Exhale all the air out. And then when you breathe in, we'll hold it at the top. Hold the breath in, bring the thumbs together. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Send the energy up the spine. Hold. Extend the fingers, bring the palms of the hands together, and exhale down to your heart center. Yeah, your shoulders are going to feel this too. Great to wake it up the whole body. Now we're do that one more time. Deep breath in between. Notice how you feel. And then let's take the arms overhead. Big V. Curl the fingers into the palm, thumb extended. Breathe in. Exhale part way and begin again. It's a real strong contraction in the belly, forcing the air out, and then force the air in. Breathe in through the nose. Continue. Ten. 20. 30. 5, 4, 3, 1. Exhale all the air out. Inhale and hold at the top. Bring the thumbs together. Holding for about 20 seconds, we can. If you have hypertension or are pregnant, please do not hold the breath. Extend the fingers, release the bandhas, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Arms to your side. Inhale the arms overhead once again. And exhale, plant the right hand, bring the left arm up and over. So you'll likely feel a lot of energy in the belly after that breath. And I typically feel my abdominals because we work them hard in that scenario. So yes, you should be feeling a little fatigue there. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to your left. I'm actually mirroring you right now. Inhale, let's come back to center and spin it to the right. Keep your head turned to the back wall, but move your eyes forward so they're at the corner of the front eye. And then begin to turn the head, following the trajectory of the eyeball. Turn the torso, bring the arms up. Take your gaze to the sky, and then exhale. Your gaze follows the eyes to the back wall. Opposite direction. Only the eyes move forward. So they're at the corner of the front eye again. And then begin to move the head, neck, and shoulder. Bring your right hand across to the left shoulder. Left hand on top across to the right shoulder. And your gaze is straight forward. And then we'll begin with the eyes moving to the corner of the way we're going to turn. So to the right, torso follows. Keep the spine tall and long. Hold it there. So taking as big a twist as you possibly can. Using the obliques, keeping the sit bones stationary. Then move your eyes to the front, looking to the front eyeball. Bring the head back to center. Keep the twist going. So we're going to the left. The eyes are leading. So they're situated right in the corner of the eyeball. And then make a sweeping gaze to the side and to the front. And that will initiate the turn of the head and shoulders back to center. Let's go one more time. So it's pretty slow, and it's really meant for your eyes, really opening the eyes. So we're going again to the back wall. And then a sweeping motion with the eyes. Try to take in everything around you without moving the head. That's the hard part. We're not turning the head, just the eyes come forward. Once they meet the corner of the eye, we'll start to turn the head and the shoulders and the torso back to center. A lot of coordination here. And then keep the eyes moving you to our last twist to the left. Sweeping gaze out to the side without moving the head. Bring it to the corner of your eye and bring it back to center. Good. And then rest your eyes for a moment. Shake the hands out. We'll go ahead and come up to a standing position. So we're doing most of our class today from a stand position. We'll start with the feet wider than hip distance. And place the pinky finger, so I've got Shaka Mudra, pinky finger on the hip, thumb on the rib, feet in a wide stance, or look like Superwoman, Superman, confident stance. Take a deep breath in. This is decompression breath. You'll feel the rib and the hip move away from each other. Try to hold that expansion as you exhale. So we get long all the way around. Even the back rib floats up away from the back hip. Inhale again to expand. Keep holding that expansion for as long as you can as you exhale. So it's possible that you're using a lot more abdominal strength. Let's try that twice more. Inhale. And you'll feel the rib cage move outward if we're expanding. Belly moves outward. Hold that expansion as you exhale. So there's a lot more tone coming from the pelvic floor. A lot more extension in the back body. Inhale one more time. Full expansion, and exhale. Keep the expansion. Excellent. And just bring the hands to the hip and shift the hips side to side. We start to get right into the hip area. We've got hip flexors, quadriceps, sides, IT band, hamstrings, and all the glute muscles that work when we're hiking, biking, and even when we're sitting. Parts of those areas atrophy. So this health determines your low back health. So today's class is all about healing the low back. So let's take the hips now in a circle. You'll keep the legs straight, and we're actually kind of circling, drawing a picture on the sidewalk if we had chalk, right? Let's go the other direction. Oh, that does feel good. Open up the hips. And then we'll take the hips in a circle pattern, this time with the knees bent and the legs very strong and stationary. So they're not really moving. So we'll tip the pelvic bowl to the side, to the back, to the side, and to the front. Side, back, side, front, side, back, side. And then if you want to take out the pausing and make this more smooth, you just circle all the way around. Get as much movement in the hips as you possibly can. And then take it to the other direction, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, in a very playful tone. Here, let's take out the pauses and make that transition very smooth. So again, it's circling with the hips, but the legs are stationary, the feet are strong and stable. One more time. It's kind of like a hula, and you could do this really fast if you want, or take it slow. And you have to be a little playful here. Otherwise, we get a little too serious. Shake out the legs, bring the feet together. rotate through the ankle. So you're going to step on the foot, the ball of the foot, and just rotate the ankle in a direction and then reverse the direction. Get some ankle mobility right off the bat. Switch to the other ankle. I'm doing about 9 rotations here. That feels really good on the ankle and the foot. We need to take care of our feet, right? They take us everywhere we want to go. Let's reverse that action. And our legs. Our legs are just so helpful. And bring the feet together again. Let's warm up the hands, creating some friction by rubbing them together very fast. Feet together. Little bend in the knee. Place the hands on the knee and then circle the knees. In one direction and take it in the opposite direction. And then our last breath technique is called breath of joy. And I do it here because I want to invite you to practice this outside. And if you can get outside, take your computer or whatever, go outside and do this, awesome. You plant the feet into the earth. You take the arms in a little swinging motion, right? Just get loose with the shoulders, loose with the arms. And then what it looks like is this. I'll explain it while you guys are making your way outside. I see some of you doing that. I love it. So breath of joy, feet planted in the earth. So I'm swinging the arms, and then I'll bring them straight forward, out to the side, straight forward, and then ha. So this is an inhale, 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 ha. Swing up, out, up, ha. Inhale, inhale, 3 inhales, and then a ha. Inhale, 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 ha. Awesome. And it doesn't matter if your arms are doing the right thing or their own thing. It's just that we are joyful. Inhale, 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 exhale. Ha. Ha. Really get into it. Ha. Ha. 10 of these. Ha. Ha. 35. Ha. 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 Let's take 3 more. Ha. 2 more. Ha. 1 more. Ha. Woo. And swing the arms, come back to center. Shake it out. I like to do 10 to 20 of those breath of joys, and it just feels invigorating, especially if you're outside. And thank you, I'm seeing some people actually go outside and plant their feet into the earth. It feels so good. Notice how you feel. Let's take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Whole body. Kind of like taking a pillow that's been slept on all night, and then you shake it out, you fluff up all the feathers. All the energy now is moving in the body. So let's come to the top of your mat. And we're going to work right and left sides today through the classic sun salutation. And while we're doing this, we're opening up the hips, hands, and thighs. There will be some strengthening as well for the arms and a lot of some core work at the end. Let's take the arms overhead. Inhale here. Get tall and long. Let's pause. I've got my hands interlaced and extended upwards towards the sky. Some people call this Kali Mudra. Also, Bodhi Mudra. Draw the low belly in, tuck the tailbone down, press down through the feet. Let's get really firm and strong with the 4 corners of the feet. Ball of the foot towards the heel. Engage the quadricep. I call this active stance. Some people call it Tadasana, which is mountain pose. Strong, tall, and stately. Deep breath in. Keep the decompression in the spine. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, keep the knees bent and flatten through the back. On your exhale, you're going to tip the hips up, and that will lower the torso down. Let's try that again. Inhale. I'm not moving very far because my hamstrings are pretty tight this morning. So it's just a test, right? Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, flat back. And in this flat back, the sternum is shooting forward, the pubic bone back. And I'm actually getting a nice tabletop here. And as I exhale, I push the heels into the floor, the hips lift, and the torso lowers. And I'm getting a little bit deeper each time. Let's take that one more. Inhale. Because my muscles are actually warming up. Exhale. Good. Inhale, bend, shift the weight back in the heels. Bring the arms alongside the torso and come all the way to standing. Palms together, hands to your heart center. Let's do that one more time so we get the hang of it. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, send the spine in two directions. Nice big flat tabletop. Exhale, push the heels down, lift the hips, and let your head drop in towards your shin. Inhale, come back to the flat back. Drop the head again. As you exhale, lift the hips. And it's just a seesaw principle. Hips lift up, head goes down. And then inhale, we come back to that flat back. One more time. Exhale, dipping. Oh, yeah. Inhale, come back to flat back. Shift the weight back. Lift the arms overhead, palms together, and exhale, hands to your heart. So the assistant of the blocks is very helpful. You can also assist with the hands on the shin. Now we'll take that into our sun salutations. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with the right leg. Back edge of the mat. Now keep the back knee off the ground today. We're going to simply pulse through the back heel, forward and back. So I'm pointing and flexing the back foot, and that's propelling me forward and back. Blocks are nice to have and they're handy. Just put a block on either side. If you have one, looks like this. If you have a water bottle, you might be a little bit higher. Any of those options work. Now pause here and lift the hips as you push the floor away with the front leg into a straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Let's do a couple more. Exhale, straighten. So each time we come down and lower the hip, it gets a little more extension and stretch. Stay strong in the back foot. Stay strong in the back quad. Last time, step your left leg all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale into a high plank position. Exhale back into downward dog. Let's do a couple of those. Inhale forward, warming up the shoulder. Exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back, press your heels down, and you're getting a little deeper stretch there. Inhale forward, bring the knees to the floor and lower down chaturanga. So you're here, or you could bring chest and chin to the floor in Ashtangasana. Inhale, low cobra. That's the one I'll be showing through class today is Ashtangasana. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Raise the hips. Step the right leg. Let's actually lift the right leg. Yeah. And then step all the way through to a low lunge. Push off with the back foot. Step forward, bringing the left leg to your right. Inhale, slight bend, flat back, and then exhale. Take it in and down and notice the difference between right and left. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Slight bend in the knee, palms together, hands to your heart. Second side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg steps to the back edge of your mat. And we're going to hold here for a moment while we pulse forward and back, point and flex. Stretch the calf, pulsation, forward and back. And on the inhale, we'll just pause here, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, push the floor away with the front leg and lift the hips into a pyramid. Inhale, bend. And again, your blocks would be really handy here. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We start to feel a little more movement in the hips. Inhale, bend. One more time. Exhale, straighten. Hands to the floor. Step all the way back into downward facing dog, pressing the heels down. Inhale into plank. Knees to the floor. Exhale, chaturanga or chest and chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, low cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Left leg reaches to the sky now. Inhale. Exhale, step through. Push off with the back foot. Come together at the top of the mat. Inhale. Half lift. And I'm going to give a bend in the knees. And then exhale, go a little deeper, lifting the hips to the sky and dropping the forehead towards the shin. And now I've got more space here in the hamstring. Slight bend. Inhale, arms alongside the torso. Come all the way to standing. Palms together, hands to the heart. Pause, breathing. And we're starting to work big major muscle groups, warm up the body, and hopefully create more space in areas that tend to get a little bit tight. So we'll do that again now with some modifications. If we're ready, inhale, the arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg to the back edge of the mat. This time, pushing or spinning the back heel to the floor, coming into triangle pose. So you'll want to place something behind the left shin as you straighten the leg and then open the hips towards the front of the room. Hand on the waist, pause and hold here. You also have an opportunity to put the hand on the shin or even the top of the thigh. Watch the pelvic tilt, that you've got enough tilt here, that the sacrum is lining up with the spine. And let's take the right arm to the sky. Hold. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 2. One more breath. And 1, bend the front knee, come up into a warrior 2. You push down through the heel, scoop the glute, and raise the arms. And this is a way to open through the hips. Take the right hand down and the left arm up. You're in side angle, or reverse warrior. Going into side angle, come back through warrior 2. One of my favorite things to do. Side angle. And reach the top arm up and over. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweeping motion all the way into reverse warrior. Exhale, touch the floor or take your hand to the block. Circle the arms all the way around and step back into a downward facing dog. And that's it for that side. Inhale, coming into the high push-up position. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga or chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra. A little Nagini sway. Nagini is the snake friend of Vishnu. He sits upon his couch and lounges, and that sway really helps open up the back and front body. Downward facing dog here. The right leg is going to lift to the sky, bend the knee. Now open the hip. I'm going to start getting into more of that inner thigh. Rotate through the ankle. And we'll step the right leg all the way to the top of the mat. A little pulsation here, and then push off with the back foot, step forward, pushing down strongly with the right leg, so the left leg comes underneath you. Inhale, let's promote again that flat back. So if the hands are on the shin, great. And I like to bend the knees here. So as I lift the hips, the knees go straight and the forehead drops down and I get a deeper stretch. That's our forward fold. Then we'll come all the way into standing, little micro bend in the knee, palms together, and then hands to the heart center. Full breath in between. Inhale, exhale, arms down, and we'll take it to the second side. Overhead, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg is our lead leg this time, so it steps all the way back. And I know there's a lot of stuff that we do. I'm keeping track. We'll spin the back heel to the floor and straighten the front leg. So now I'm facing the back wall. The front leg straightens into Trikonasana. And I rotate open through the shoulders. Keep the breath even and strong. Keep the weight distribution in the front foot even and strong. So the ball of the foot's pressing into the earth. That's going to give you some calf muscle contraction. Lift the kneecap. Give yourself some quad muscle action. Yeah, and then we've got that whole backside, inner thigh working. If it's too much, come up a little bit. We'll revisit this posture. There's no need to go forcing a deep stretch when the body is not quite warm for that. Let's bend the knee, push down through the heel and come up into warrior two. Exhale, a left arm down, a right arm comes up into reverse warrior. Inhale back to warrior two, side angle, forearm to the thigh. Inhale all the way back up and over to reverse the warrior. And then exhale, bring the hand to the floor, flank the foot, both hands come down, step all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into the top of a push-up, arm strengthener here. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. Or if you want to come into an upward facing dog, now would be the time to do that. Exhale to downward facing dog. And take the left leg, our lead leg, to the sky. We've already opened that inner thigh, so bend the knee, open the hip, and get a deeper stretch. We'll just accentuate it. Rotate through the ankle with the top leg. And on your next exhale, let's pull the knee to the chest. Step your left leg all the way to the top of the mat. A little pulsation from the right. Push off and step right foot forward. Inhaling to a flat back. And at this point, my legs want to stay straight. So I've got the openness in the hamstring because we've been working for some time. So see if that's available to you. Still want to come up in that flat back, and then we drop the chest towards the thigh and lift the hips to the sky and take that full forward fold. As you come up, little micro bend in the knee, push down through the feet, lift the arms overhead, palms together, and exhale, hands come to the base of the heart. So another one of those with some options here, some variations. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let's take it for a forward fold. I'm going to step the right leg, the back edge of the mat again. Spin the back heel to the floor. Coming into Trikonasana, straighten the front leg. This time we're going to go a little bit deeper in our Trikonasana. Right arm to the sky. Hold steady and strong. Two more. Does it feel different the second time? differently now than it did the first time we came in here. I don't have as much angst here. It's open more. And we're going to bring the top arm to the floor and step your back foot to the right slightly and turn the toe forward. I'm going to also step it in so that my heel can press to the ground. I'm in pyramid pose, using the blocks, your water bottle, books, whatever is available. Inhale, lift the torso, and then exhale, bring the forehead towards the shin. Inhale, lift the torso in pyramid. Exhale, bring the nose towards the shin. It's not necessarily touching. Inhale, lift again to flat back, and exhale, bring the chin to the shin, and hold 3. Keep it very strong and steady in the front foot. 2. Shaking is good. I'm shaking today. And 1. And we'll stay in pyramid. The important thing in pyramid is that we're training the front leg to straighten. So if coming this far has your knee really bent, then come up and straighten the leg. I would like to see that more than I would want to see you bent over. So right hand is going to be steady on a block, and we're going to twist this open. Twist it open. Now facing the side wall, twisting triangle. Back edge of the foot, still pressing down. So I know. There's so many things going on right here. And this powerful pose can be very taxing. It's challenging. Stay here for 3 breaths, squaring the hips. There's a gentle slope, drawing from the top of the left hip and sloping slightly down to the right. If you've got the other slope going on, you're going to put too much pressure on the sacroiliac joint. So let's get the spin going in the same direction. Full deep breath, inhale and exhale. And then bend, to come out of this, we'll bend the front knee. You're going to walk your right hand forward so it's reaching to the very corner edge of your mat. Turn all 10 toes to the side wall. So now we're doing some arm strengthening, core work. We're in side plank. Modified because we have the left foot on the ground. We're going to lower the hip and get a nice stretch there. Stay on the blade of the foot, off the ankle. Then press back up. Bring the arm overhead and get a nice openness through the side body. Exhale, lower. Inhale. An alternative for this would be to bring your bottom knee to the floor and extend your top leg out. So it would look something like this, just in Vasisthasana, when you're just moving the arm. Okay, otherwise we're here. 1 more. Sweep it all the way up and over. Both hands to the floor, step all the way back, downward facing dog. And okay, that feels different. We're a little lopsided right now at this point. Take the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Promote a really healthy trajectory of your standing leg by coming up onto the ball of the foot. Knee points towards the floor as you open the hips. Left shoulder extends forward. And then step all the way through. Give a little pulsation. Push off with the back foot, step forward, and come into a forward fold. Rounding down and in. Nice. Inhale all the way to standing. Palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Whew. Okay, so we're getting really to the height of our movement here. Stay with me. Shake the wrists out. Rotate through the wrists. And we're strengthening forearm, shoulder, girdle in that side plank today. Now we get to take it to the second side. Here we go. I remember, stay with me, here we go. Inhale, arms overhead. Oh yeah, there's a little lopsidedness. I feel more open in my right side. Exhale, forward fold. We'll even it out. Inhale, step the left leg now to the back edge of your mat, spin the heel to the floor, coming into triangle. Inhale, hand to the waist, right hand to the shin, left hand to the waist, rotate it open. Keep strong and vigilant in the legs. Hold for 3 breaths. And this does feel like there's more openness. I can go a little deeper the second time around. 2, no forcing. 1 more breath. Let's take the left arm and bring it to the floor. Step your back foot to the left and slightly forward. So we're in pyramid, separate train tracks. Inhale, lift to a tabletop. Hands could even be on the shin. Exhale, bring the forehead towards the shin. Inhale, raise the torso again, the flat back. Exhale, bring the nose towards the shin. It's not necessary to touch for sure. Inhale, lift. Again to that flatter back. Exhale, chin to the shin. And now we'll hold there for 3 breaths. 2, and in this posture, you want to feel the back of the base of the spine and make sure it's flat here, that it's not twisted and we don't have the left hip raised higher. Let's bring the hips around and square them to the front of the room. Then raise the torso, keep the left hand on a block or the floor and rotate open. Now we're coming into the IT band. And it's a challenge for your balance as well. If you have a chair or you're next to a wall, place the hand on the wall, chair, to steady yourself and then bring it away from. So that way we train ourselves in this posture to have more balance. That's already 3 breaths. You're doing a great, fantastic job. Bend the front knee. Step your left hand now to the top corner of your mat. I'm going to spin all 10 toes towards you and away from the body. And I'm on the blade of the back foot. And I'm stepping onto my right foot. Right arm to the sky. Exhale, lower the hips to the floor. Staying on the blade of the foot, the back foot. Inhale, lift. So this is side plank. The hip stack on hip, shoulder on shoulder. Get really strong through the pads of the fingers, especially on this, mostly on the arm that's on the ground. And exhale, hips are lowering on the exhale and raising on the inhale. And one more time. Take it all the way up, over, step your right leg back to meet your left. Yeah, that feels better. Inhale, coming into the top of a push-up. Let's all take our chaturanga here. Bend the elbows, lower down. Inhale, low cobra. So your gaze is at the third eye. Head is neutral. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rolling over the toes and pressing back. Heels to the floor, towards the floor. So we get that really nice stretch through the calf. Then we'll take the left leg to the sky on an inhale and bend the knee, open the hip here as wide as you can. This feels much better as compared to the first time we did this in class. Step all the way forward, the left leg, and we'll give it a little pulse. Push off with the back foot, down with the front foot, and step forward, sweeping the right leg underneath. Inhale to a flat back. I'm on hands on the shins. I'm keeping the legs straight. Exhale, forward fold, and hold the forward fold this time. Really deep bend. Clasp the hands behind your shin and squeeze
the forearms into the shin as you broaden the thighs wide. So you're giving some resistance there. Squeeze shins in, thighs wide. Then you don't have to clasp the hands behind. You could use the hands on the shin, same thing. It works just as well. Low belly in, then bend the knees. Come all the way to standing, reaching, arms to the sky, palms together and hands to the heart center. All right, we're going to finish this with our deepest stretch yet. And before we go to the floor, let's really open up the quads for a moment. This should feel pretty good. If you have something stable to put your hand on, let's go ahead and do that. And you're going to kick the right foot into the hand, clasp the top of the foot, draw the heel in, and keep it as parallel. So they're in the same plane, parallel this way and in the same plane this way. Press the foot into the hand, draw the heel to the glute, breathe. And the important part of getting the deeper stretch is to tuck your tailbone towards the floor. So you just draw the low belly in, and that gives you more openness. Oh yeah, that feels awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, we got 10 minutes to make it through the rest and getting ourselves to the floor. We can do this. Big, nice, juicy quadriceps, 4 of them, takes a little bit of time to open it up. So as you release the foot, you're going to lower it to the floor gently, and then the other palm on something steady. Kick the left foot to the glute. And if you feel steady and stable, you can bring the hand all the way around. So it's important not to crease like this, but to bring the ribs in, push down through the floor, the standing leg, and then draw the tailbone towards the floor, tucking. Heel pulling in towards the glute. And that's really going to help open up the quad. Super job. Hold 3. Hold 2. Hold 1 more. Excellent. If you're not doing these stretches after your bike ride, let's start doing that. Okay, that along with the hip stretch. Now come to the top of your mat. Bring the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to put this all together. Stepping the right leg back edge of the mat. Now we're coming into a really deep low lunge. Deep, deep low lunge. Press your back heel towards the back wall and pull your front shin forward. Take 3 breaths here. Bring the left arm inside the left leg. 2 more breaths. Walk your left foot to the left edge of your mat. So the toes are off, the heel is on. And gently bring your back knee to the floor. We'll keep the right hand far away on the right side of the mat. I'm actually taking it off the mat. And then the left hand's inside the left knee. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm just pressing the hip open here. A little deeper, a little deeper. And bring it back to center. Bring the forearm to the floor or block. Both forearms to the floor or a block. Pause. I'm going to drag the back knee forward so I can bend the back leg. And my foot's forward, and that starts opening up the quadricep again. This is the same quad stretch, coming back up onto your hands. Reach around, same hand to foot. This time, we're in a different position, so it's going to feel slightly different. It might be a little harder to get the heel to the glute, more challenging. And it's a deeper stretch for sure. Okay, there's several ways to do this. We could switch hands as well. Take the one that's more accessible. Breathe in, breathe out. It's also an opportunity to do this, take this all the way to the floor. So you'd be lying on your belly and then just bending the right knee. Let's go ahead and release that. Pop the back knee off. Walk your left foot over to your right hand. And now we'll stretch the hip in pigeon. You lower the knee. Walk the arms forward. Forward into pigeon. Hold. And the elbows come wide. Draw the forehead towards the hands, the mat. We get the deep stretch in the hip. Some friends will really enjoy this posture. If you're like me and you're just beginning, in my beginning days, I did not like this posture. It felt really cumbersome and hurt my knee. And so I'm going to show you an alternate way. And the alternative is to make a figure four, and we're just doing pigeon seated. So it looks like this. And then draw the chest towards the shin. So I take the anxiety out of the hip flexor, concentrate more on the hip. Okay. So if you're in pigeon, let's come up onto your forearms. Take the left hand outside the knee and give it a little spin. Little spin. Release back to center. Both hands to the floor. Tuck the toes under, lift the knee, and free up your front leg, stepping all the way back into downward facing dog. We'll repeat the whole thing on the other side. So stepping forward with the right leg. We'll come into that low lunge, letting the hips drop, but the thigh is elevated. Push the back heel towards the back wall and pull the shin forward. So you get even more stretch. Gently bring the knee to the floor. Holding. Holding. Right arm comes inside the right leg. And then shift the right foot so it's at a diagonal. My toes are off the mat, but my heel is on the mat. Hold. And let's bring the left hand to the side, right arm inside the knee, and gently open the hip. I'm supported with my left hand, left arm, pressing straight down, the right hand inside the knee, and gently opening the hip. So that's already 3 breaths. Bring it back to center. Straighten the knee and the foot so it's straight forward. Bring your forearm to the floor. One or both to the floor and or the block. And then we'll slide so we're off the kneecap, dragging the back knee forward, then bend the back leg. Oh, that might be enough for some friends. If you want to go a little deeper with the quad stretch, you'll come up onto the hands, one hand on a block or one hand on the floor, either way. The opposite hand comes around, take a hold of the foot and draw the heel towards the glute. So now we're taking that quad stretch one step further. And if your knees do not like this position, I would simply come all the way onto your belly. Now listen carefully, all the way onto your belly. Then bending the left knee, you're going to reach around with your left hand and clasp the top of the foot and still bring it towards the glute. Okay, same stretch. We just are not in this gigantic split at the same time. And go ahead and release the back leg, lift the knee, walk your right foot over to the left hand diagonally, crossing the shin across the mat, and lower the hip into pigeon. Pigeon, squaring the hips. And take your time getting into pigeon. When you're ready, you can walk the hands forward to the elbows. Nice breath in, deep breath out. Okay, all you gardeners, you're gonna feel like $1,000,000, your low back, having a lot more freedom and support from these, the hips, hams, and thighs. So happy weeding and gardening to everybody out there. Happy biking and hiking to everybody out there. And come back to this class over and over if you'd like more of it. So from pigeon, come onto your forearms if you're not already. We'll reach the right hand outside your right knee, push into the floor here. So a strong pressure. And that's just gonna open the torso. So a little twist. That gets me a little more information in my right hip. A little more information in the right hip. Breathe into it. Hold steady. Oh, yeah. What are we holding on to? This storage bank here in the hips likes to be like the remember and hold and store emotion. And sometimes that emotion can weaken the structure of the body because it comes up in ways that are not serving. So watch what comes up for you and see if you can really hold space for that emotion to rear itself and then let go of it, right? So we aren't being, our actions aren't dictated subconsciously by reactiveness or reactivity of past emotion. Let's bring the forearms to the floor again. Now we're going to lift the back knee and come right into a low plank. So my forearms are on the ground. Any way you want to do this, right leg extends back. So the feet now are on the ground. I'm going to bring my hips level with the shoulders. Heart melt, shoulders broad. Then I have to really lift the belly so the hips stay elevated, not sinking towards the floor. And yes, this is going to be taxing. So it's all about the abs right here. Really strong, flat back. Stay steady here. And then gently bring your right knee to the floor, touching down, and then lift it back off the ground. Gently bring the left knee touching, not settling, and lift. And of course, if this is in your low back, I want you to take a break. Right knee touches down and lift. Left knee touch down and lift. We're here for about less than a minute. Now both knees come to the floor and just the right leg lifts. Inhale, exhale, lower. That takes a little less pressure off the abs. Inhale, lift the left leg, exhale, lower. Right knee comes up, inhale, exhale, lower. You're already halfway through, more than halfway through. Left knee lifts, exhale, lower. Both knees lift, or keep the knees on the ground and lower. I'm just changing it up. Lift and lower. And the challenge here is to lift and hold. 3, 2, come on, come on, come on. Keep the low abs in and up, flat back. And 1, and then tuck the knees right underneath you. So you're going to slide the right and the left a little bit wider. Press the hips back into puppy pose, forehead to the floor. And that was cool. We didn't do 100 sit-ups. We did 1 minute of plank. And when we do that very mindfully, with intention to stay out of the low back, it can be very powerful. You may feel it tomorrow, even if it's that powerful. All right, now come onto the floor. So my elbows haven't moved. I'm still in this Sphinx position. I'm gonna lay all the way onto the floor, tops of the feet down. Lift through the belly, and because we work the front
core, we'll also work the back core. So tops of the feet down. I'm just stretching the belly for a moment because that feels so good. Then I'm going to extend the arms all the way forward. Turn the palms facing you, pinky finger slicing the ground, and draw the arm bone into the shoulder socket. So the hands will slide back and it might be elevated slightly. Okay. We're going to hold this posture, lift the right leg and the left arm. Inhale, exhale, lower. Lift the right arm and the left leg same time. On an inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, opposing. So we're just switching right leg, left arm, exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm, left leg, exhale, lower. Again. Inhale, right leg, left arm, exhale, lower, and alternating. Let's come back to the right leg, left arm, and lift, hold. This time as you exhale, take it out to the side. Inhale, bring it back to center, lift a little higher, and exhale, lower. So we one more breath, hold. Right arm, left leg, out to the side on your exhale. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do that one more time, both sides. Right leg, left arm, out to the side, exhale. Inhale, back to center, closing. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower. And then one more. Inhale, both arms, both legs come off the ground. Exhale, widen the legs and the arms. Out to the side, high V, high, low V. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, lower. Okay, awesome job. Shift the hips. And again, that was 1 minute. You guys did it. 1 minute, we're working the whole backside of the body. So deserving. Now, to make this simple, we're just going to flip like a pancake over onto your back. I'm going to flip around so I can see the time. Oh yeah. Knees to the chest. Extend the left leg out. Right knee hugs in. We did add a few extra moves in there today, so we're a little bit over time. Bring your right knee across the body gently, and then take it out to the side gently, the knees bent. And I'm just going to sway side to side for a moment, crossing the midline towards the left shoulder, then crossing back over towards the right shoulder. Hold here and extend the leg out to the side. It's an elongation. And some friends will really like to bend the bottom knee, especially if the hamstring is a challenge, right? This will be helpful. So bend the bottom leg. And let's bring it back to center. Bend the right knee, and now cross all the way over. And a nice, easy spinal twist. We'll do the same thing on the other side and then take Shavasana. You're so close. Stay with me. 3 breaths. This is so yummy. 2 breaths. 1 more. And if we could just do this for another half an hour, it would be so lovely. I know we have things to do, places to be, people to meet. Oh, it's so important. Let's extend the right leg, that you are here for you. You are the most important person in your world. And draw the left knee into the chest, because when you're happy, healthy, wealthy, and well, you can spread that happiness, healthiness, wealthiness to those you come in contact with. So you should really think about that. It's much harder to affect other people in a positive way when we aren't in a positive mindset. So we cross the left knee over towards the right shoulder and then bring it out to the left shoulder. Let's do that again. Cross the midline over to the right shoulder. Yeah, and then back
through center over to the left shoulder, hold, extend the leg. So now we're in a full side split, I guess you would call it. The right knee bending will really be helpful for those who have deep hamstring. I wouldn't say just normal hamstrings, essentially. So most people will be here with the bent knee. If that's not doing it for you, then slide the heel forward and extend it out and get that hip flexor involved. Everybody bend the knee back to the chest. We're going to cross it over to the right side. So keep your right leg now straight all the way on the ground. And as you cross the knee in a nice, easy spinal twist, releasing the low back. We did some twisting today, not a lot of twisting today, some. But for the most part, this is really a class to help you eliminate or alleviate back pain. And if you have chronic back pain, it may take some time and a few more mindful movement exercises to release that. But it is possible to heal the low back. Let's extend your legs to the pocket of your mat, heels to the pocket of your mat into Shavasana. Relax the head, relax the arms and shoulders. Let your head roll side to side. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, release and relax fully and completely into the floor. Relax the forehead. Relax the jaw. Relax the ears, the cheekbones, the mouth. Relax the shoulders, the arms and the torso. Release and relax the hips, the thighs, the legs, the feet. For just another full minute or two, stay in a steady Shavasana, one that serves you and that you can deepen your meditation in. The meditation is to be present with what is, noticing the energy circulate through the body. Electromagnetic energy, it's always there. It's just so subtle that often our gross motor movement and activities of the day don't allow for us to really sink more deeply into the depths of our soul, to feel even at a physical, emotional, and mental level, the deeper aspects of ourselves. So we can come to Shavasana and really develop a relationship of the subtle nuances of the body, the subtle energies in our mental and emotional state. Then we can be more prepared to see shifts in our day where they become out of balance. So we recognize when they're in balance so that we can recognize when we start to shift outside of balance. And before we get to that, the state of no return, where we're just depressed or anxious or very angry at everything and everybody, before that state, we start to recognize what's going south and we bring it back into harmony with the breath technique, with a simple movement, with nourishment, with water. Balanced health and harmony. You are the most important person in your life. As the most important person in your life, take care of this beautiful gift, body, mind, and spirit. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. With each new breath, move the energy to the fingers and toes. Moving the wrists and ankles. Experience yourself differently, lovingly. Knees to the chest, roll to one side in fetal position. Help yourself to seated. With a deep breath in, coming home to the heart, acknowledge in deep gratitude yourself in some way. And if you're out of practice, I'll suggest this. I am deeply grateful and honored to be in this healthy, moving body, to be able to do a practice full out to the best of my ability. I thank you for that. I acknowledge your existence here, appreciate your presence from my home to your home, appreciate your practice and your deep soul beauty. Thank you so much. Namaste. Wonderful class. Thank you so much. For those of you who are on Zoom, if you have questions, I'd really like to chat with you. I will